right, how is everyone today? Another day sequestered, right? I guess that's kind of where we sit with things. So tonight we're going to do some Gypsy Queen baseball. It is a half case break. It's the back half of a case that we started a few days ago. So even though normally an odd number would mean the start of a case, I know we started this one off with a half case break when it released, and then it's messed up my numbering the whole way through. But anyhow, we do have a little bit of information to go over while everybody's getting in and getting settled. Feedback on eBay is automated. Anytime you leave positive feedback for me, you will instantly get positive feedback in return for a big, exciting win-win. And of course, the second thing there is to say thank you. I always appreciate you being here, bidding, breaking, chatting, and hanging out with me. We're going to take a look now at what is coming up in the days ahead. So this stuff is already listed on eBay. We're going to be breaking it over the course of the next few days. Now, tomorrow night, you'll note that we're going to start a tiny bit later than normal at 9:30 Eastern, which is 6:30 Pacific. We're going to open 4 boxes, which is a half case of Leaf Metal Draft Jumbo Football. Those are loose boxes from a shared case, and spots are sold by the first letter of the last name. We will also open a case of Tribute Baseball. On Friday night, we're going to open a case of TriStar Autograph Football jerseys. These particular ones happen to be 2019 Series 2. I found those going through some stuff the other day. And then all the rest after that case will be back to the 2020 TriStar jersey. So that'll be the last of the 2019 stuff. Both Saturday and Sunday night will be off nights. We're going to kind of continue on that pattern until we start seeing a lot of new releases come out again. Then on Monday night, it's going to be a pair of Leaf Autograph Multi-Sport jerseys. Spots are sold by the first letter of the name on the jersey, and they are all listed in the football category. That's the last of those that I have on hand too. And then we'll break a case of Inception Baseball. So that is what the days ahead look like at the moment. So for tonight, it's just the one break. It is a paid shipping break of Gypsy Queen Baseball. Should be out the door and on the way to you approximately Saturday. That stuff is always plus or minus a day, so it could go slightly earlier if my week goes fantastically uneventfully, or it could always go a day later, which would be Monday if some unexpected things crop up along the way. I don't believe anybody's going to get skunked in this break. There's a ton of cards in here, and all the teams should pull cards, so we don't need to worry about consolation cards. Everybody's all paid up tonight. Thank you for that. So we're ready to roll onward. It is a 5-box case, half case break of 2020 Gypsy Queen Baseball. This is break number 5. It ended tonight on eBay the same night we are breaking it, Wednesday night, the 15th of April, which usually is tax day, but this time, of course, all that's gotten deferred to July 15th. So what is formerly tax day and will be again tax day, but isn't this year. Team names, of course, are on the left-hand side. Winning bidders are across from each team on the opposite side. And what else do we need to talk about there? I guess that's it, right? Yeah, I think we're ready to go here. We've got only one tiny little thing left to do, and that's to let me adjust the camera a little bit. You will notice that your background is getting blurry. It got blurry, I should say. And whoops, I didn't mean to do that, though. Let me just get that fixed back. That was a little whoops. Now it won't move. What is going on? There we go. So, yeah, that's intentional. I would like to see the cards up very closely, and to do that, we have to throw our background out of focus a little. And as I mentioned, this is the back half of a case, so we do not have to take them out, number them, let random figure out which ones we're opening and all that, because we already know we've already opened the front half of this case. Looking for 2 on-card autographs per box. There will be other things in here too. We may find black and white parallels that would be numbered to 50. There are other numbered parallels. There are high number short prints. There are potentially other parallels, Players Weekend, a variety of things. A lot of that stuff we'll catch as we go through live. If there is some that we miss when we go through live, which we may, some of the high number short prints and stuff, I may not catch them when we go through live. But not to worry, all the cards ship, so you're going to get it if it's in here regardless. Looks like Jay Allen is here. He says he's not sequestered. He took a drive today. All right. And you've got Phillies, Brewers, Royals, Rockies, Indians, and Diamondbacks. Emory HVAC, everything is paid up tonight, but thank you for checking. Always appreciate that. And Michael wants to know what hit in the first 5 boxes. You know what? I have no idea. Other than I think that's where we found one of our relics, I think was in there, but I wouldn't swear to that. I do well to remember it the night of the break, much less days after the fact. I'm sorry, man. All right, so our box loaders, they are the chrome parallels. You saw the first one went through for the Twins. This one is the Red Sox. Our third one in the pack is numbered. It is headed to Cleveland and numbered to 150 with Francisco Lindor. Now, I did get word today from one of my reps that Leaf says, well, now that you know, when Leaf gives you a release date, let's just put this in perspective. Even in the best of times, when we are not under quarantine or have anything else going on, when Leaf gives you a release date, you hardly ever actually believe that it is real until you see tracking. So just to put it in perspective, that's how they normally are. Now, they said at the first of the month that they weren't going to be releasing any products until the majority of their retail partners, i.e. the physical brick-and-mortar sports card stores, are back up and running, which of course we know isn't the case. But meanwhile, today, they apparently told the distributors that they're going to release, what did he tell me it was? I think he said Flash Baseball, which technically was due out like a month ago. He told my, somebody there told my distributor partner today that they are probably going to release that on the 24th, which is a week from this Friday. There are also rumblings that Toops might have another release. You know, they gave us tribute here a couple weeks ago, or a week ago, that was printed, I don't remember where, maybe North Carolina or something. Anyway, not where they normally print it. And there is a rumor that they may give us another new release on the 24th as well. I can't really remember what it was. It was maybe definitive. It's something really high end that they don't make a ton of. Because we had the discussion about why would you skip over Bowman and go to this other if you were going to, you know, do a release. And it was because this one was a short print run, blah, blah, blah. So we might, and I put a big old question mark after that, we might have some new product releases on the 24th. So we'll see. Betsy is here. Hi, Betsy. This is the second half of the case. It sure is. Cardboard Chasers, hello to you. And Betsy, yeah, it is unusual in Gypsy Queen that we are with the odd number on the back half, and it is because the very first break of this product that we did was a half case break. So it does have all of our numbering kind of out of whack on Gypsy Queen at the moment. Normally, though, you're right, the odd numbers would be the start of a new case normally. So there's a logo swap. It is for the Cubbies, John Lester. So that's a little parallel in there. And Cardboard Chasers, you've got the Dodgers and the A's. All right. And Michael says it's all good that we don't remember what was in there because Jay Allen didn't remember either. So, all right, cool. Yeah, my poor old brain, I swear. I am, it is just, gets worse and worse, I tell you. Between all the cards that I break and sort and ship and list and all that stuff, I just can't remember what comes out of what specific stuff most of the time. Now, for high number short prints, if we see those in here, they are predominantly going to be retired players. You know, your Jackie Robinsons and Johnny Benches and stuff like that. If you see one of those go by that I fail to notice, you're always welcome to put that into chat, and I'll go back and try to find it for you. There's Michael Chavis with a Fortune Teller Mini for the Red Sox. We'll find lots of those Fortune Teller Minis. In fact, I went ahead and pulled the other one that I saw laying there. It's for the Brewers, and it is Keston Hira. And, of course, if you see other short prints go by that I miss, you know, missing nameplate. Here's an example of one right as I say it. And that one is for the Houston Astros. So if you see that or logo swap or something else go by that I might not catch, feel free always to jump into chat and list it. And I will always endeavor to go back and pull it out if you see it and I don't. Because there are a lot of things to look for in this particular product, and so it's easy to be looking for one thing and miss another one, you know what I mean? Especially when I'm multitasking, reading chat and carrying the conversation and looking at the cards. I know my brain should be able to do it all, but hey. The blue parallel, it's Max Scherzer. It is numbered to 250 for the Washington Nationals. We'll find a lot of those. Of course, we've got one of our hits setting up there waiting for us, which we'll grab in a moment. And that is an Aaron Judge Fortune Teller Mini. I thought maybe we would just go ahead and get through some of the base and then go up there to our hit in a minute. I know, it's evil, right? You're like, hey, wait, why did you stop right when you got there? I was just saving it. Just saving it for a second. That was all. And how about that for the Dodgers with a little Dustin May? All right. Yeah. Okay. I like him. You guys know I like him. So I think he's going to be a fine pitcher for the Dodgers. So nice hit for LA. So Cardboard Chasers is off to a good start. Jay Allen says Leaf is very unreliable even in good conditions. You got that right. So Tampa Bay Rays and Austin Meadows Fortune Teller Mini. Of course, I think it's so strange that, I mean, they made such a big deal about being committed to not shipping out any products until the majority of their retail partners were opened back up again. Well, nobody's opened back up again. So why are they now saying, oh, we're going to go ahead and release this? It just makes them look silly because they took such a strong stance there at the beginning, only to a couple weeks later come back and be like, oh, yeah, just kidding. JK, we're still releasing it. So who knows? Who knows what they're going to do? When we see the tracking, then we will believe it. That's what. Jay Allen says he would like to see a booklet tonight. I would love to see a booklet tonight, but since we had the relic in the first half of the case, it would be unusual to also have a booklet in this case. Not unprecedented, I suppose, but unusual. Walker Buehler, that is one of our tarot cards. We will find plenty of those before we get finished with our break tonight. We have another numbered card. This is Jose Ramirez. It goes to the Cleveland Indians, numbered to 150. And there's another tarot. And that one was Javi Baez for the Cubbies. So yeah, we may, depending on how long all this goes on and what really does get released, we may be breaking Gypsy Queen for a while. We might get down to nothing else left. Cody Bellinger tarot for the Dodgers. So it might be one of those deals where every night is a Gypsy Queen night, depending on how long things carry on. My distributor rep said today hasn't heard a word out of Panini, so he thinks that probably they just have the one printing location in Texas and won't be able to do anything until Texas opens back up. Of course, that's what we thought about Toops too, and now we're hearing something different. Unbelievably, we have a second Dustin May in the same box. Same box for the Dodgers. So if you bought that yourself somewhere, like obviously you didn't because it's here, but if you had purchased a box like that, you'd be really mad unless you were a Dodgers fan that they both came out the same player out of the same box. Not the same case, the same box. That is extraordinarily bad sorting. Historically bad sorting. I mean, what in the world? I don't know. Cardboard Chaser says that's Carrot Top and Sideshow Bob's love child. Oh, that's a good one. His hair is quite, well, unique. It is definitely, his hair is very much a unique look. All right, we've got a gold one. Woohoo, the plot thickens. That is the Boston Red Sox, numbered 250 with Rafael Devers. And then another Boston Red Sox, Mookie Betts. And we've got a numbered blue border for the Cubbies to 150 with Kyle Hendricks. Those were our box loaders. Cardboard Chasers says that happy hour ran over. Yeah, so you think somebody was tipping a few back when they packed that box out? I mean, first of all, I will tell you, we have had some Gypsy Queen breaks that have been extremely heavy Dodgers. I don't know what the deal is this year with Gypsy Queen and the Dodgers, but there are a lot of Dodgers in here. I'm sure everyone's figured that out by now. And we have had other breaks where we've hit the same Dodgers player twice in a half case, but they were not both in the same box. And one was a parallel and one wasn't in that example that I'm talking about, the prior example. Tonight, those two are identical. So it's like one to keep and one to sell, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, Cardboard Chasers is happy, and everybody else is kind of like, wait, what? But that's the way it always goes. You're happy if you're the one who gets the multiples, not so happy if you've got one of the other teams. So I guess they're talking about the NFL is starting to make some plans for even thinking they might have to have a reduced season. Of course, we're a ways away from their season starting, but they're apparently discussing that, and also discussing playing in stadiums that are either closed to fans or sparsely populated with fans to keep the distancing guidelines or whatever. But I don't know how you would do it if it were only open to select fans, because you've got season ticket holders, right? So then how do you tell half your season ticket holders, oops, you lose. You can't come to the game. It's the other half of the season ticket holders that can come, but you can't. As a high number short print, Sandy Koufax for the Dodgers. And I also don't know how well that would work anyway. So supposedly, let's say you planned it out to have a person and 3 or 4 empty seats and another person and all kinds of staggered stuff. The reality of it is, if you had a bunch of open seats, the people in the not good seats are just going to cruise right on down there and sit in the good seats. And there goes your distancing. I mean, we all know that. No way if you're up there in the top row and there's all these open seats, you're just going to be like, oh, no, man, I'm good. I'll just stay up here. No, wouldn't happen. Say blank nameplate Sanchez for the White Sox. So I know they're just kind of spitballing things, trying to figure out what might stick, but I think that sounds like a strange plan. I think it should be all or nothing. Either all the fans are in or none of the fans are in. To 150, it is Eddie Rosario and the Twins. And then, of course, you've got people who think it would be better to play without the fans. Did you guys hear that? Kirk Cousins for the Vikings, he comes out and said, I forget the word he used, but something like refreshing, or, I mean, something that it was like it would be good to play without the fans. It's the Atlanta Braves tarot card insert. So he's like, yeah, it was like whatever the word is that he used, which might have been refreshing, but something similar to that. He's like, yeah, we don't have the fans for OTAs anyway. It would just be like that. And then it would be whatever the word is he used. For the Rangers, it is a Nick Solak, and that is in one of those ugly Players Weekend uniforms, and it's a logo swap. So it's a little double the pleasure, double the fun right there. Logo swap and Players Weekend. Of course, Kirk Cousins probably just don't want to have fans because he don't want anybody to boo him. There's Dylan Cease for the White Sox with a fortune teller mini. Truthfully, I got nothing against the guy, but we do know historically he has choked sometimes in big moments. Not always, but sometimes. Rafael Devers for the Red Sox. And he probably does get his fair share of heat, so he might be thinking, yeah, that'd be great. Play with no fans. Jay Allen, you said everybody is saying that Toops sucks. Well, all right. I have not heard everybody saying that, but certainly both Toops and Panini have had their challenges in recent years with sorting and not doing a great job of it, or collating if you prefer to call it that. Yordan Alvarez with a tarot insert for the Astros. Betsy said he wouldn't have anyone to choke in front of. Are you talking about Kirk Cousins, I'm sure? Yeah, pretty much singing along the same lines I was in that regard. For the St. Louis Cardinals, numbered to 250, that is Paul DeYoung. But of course, we are pressing onward with the NFL draft. And even though it's going to be improvised and virtual and kind of funky and weird, aren't we all looking forward to it? For real? Yeah, we are. We haven't had anything to watch in so long. The ratings for the draft are going to probably be through the roof for the NFL draft because we don't have anything else to watch sports related. I mean, I normally would watch the first night pretty closely, and then other nights not as closely, but this year we'll probably be watching every round like it's the first round. That is a Paul DeYoung fortune teller mini. Behind it we have an autograph, and for once not a Dodger, but we are staying in the state of California. San Diego Padres and Michael Baez. So we are really loading up out there on the West Coast with our hits so far. Fortune teller mini, Gleyber Torres, Yankees. But we'll be interested to see how it all gets handled. A fortune teller mini, Senzel for the Reds. And the state of Florida just declared the WWE an essential business. Can you even believe? They did. They declared WWE an essential business and allowed it to stay open and continue on with its matches with the idea that just people need entertainment, so they designated it essential. The state of Florida did. I find that interesting. Jordan Yamamoto for the Miami Marlins. It must be because everybody's already watched Tiger King. Is that not crazy, though? I mean, how many people have not watched Tiger King? If you could virtually raise your hands, would there be anybody that hasn't seen some or part of it, some or all of it by now? Yeah, because it, of course, just came out a few days ago, week ago, whatever. And again, we're all just going, hey, we need stuff to watch. So probably everybody has watched Tiger King, which is a crazy documentary about a crazy guy. It's really, I guess, technically a docu-series because it's 6 or 7 parts. It took forever to watch. And the guy is just straight up insane. But I guess it did make for some interesting television. Anyway, occupied for a while, I suppose. All right, there is a little Bo Bichette, numbered to 150 for the Toronto Blue Jays. Betsy, you said you have not watched the Tiger King, and neither has Scott. Really? Oh, no, Scott says, just kidding, he has. And Jay Allen says, what's Tiger King? Are you being for real, Jay Allen, or are you just messing with me? I think you're just messing with me. Trevor's Story, the Rockies. And here come those Dodgers again. This is going to be numbered to 50. And it is Max Muncy for the Dodgers. Oh, Hootie Hoot says you haven't watched any of it and you don't plan on watching it. Oh, Jay Allen, you really don't know. Okay, so Netflix had a new docuseries that came out called Tiger King that has had absolutely unprecedented viewership. It's about this guy is known as Joe Exotic. I forget what his real name was, but he changed it legally to Joe Exotic. And he had this weird little semi-zoo thing. He calls it a zoo. I don't know that a normal person would consider it to be a quote-unquote zoo. But anyway, he specialized in big cats, lions and tigers and things of that nature. And there's another lady down in Florida. Joe Exotic is Oklahoma, I think. And this other lady runs a big cat rescue group down in Florida. And of course, she was trying to put this guy and guys like him out of business because dude was kind of shady and breeding and selling these cubs illegally and doing all kinds of other stuff that's like not cool. So I'm telling you all this because this is all public knowledge. This wouldn't ruin you watching the show. This is something that probably everybody knows. So the guy put out a contract, a hit, to kill the lady down in Florida. And he's in prison currently. But anyway, it's all about that and the backstory of that. And the guy himself, Joe Exotic, I forget exactly the wording, but he basically described himself as like a gay, tiger-loving, shooting cowboy or something like that. It's just really bizarre. And it's like a train wreck, but you somehow can't stop watching it once you start. But it is a bit of a train wreck. So it's on Netflix, Jay Allen. Yeah. Oh, you don't have Netflix? Well, heck, it might be worth it. Do the little, I'm sure they give a free trial or something. Do the little, free trial. And not just that. I'm not saying get it to watch Tiger King, but there's a zillion and one things on there. You could keep yourself busy for a long time if you haven't seen any of their original stuff. So finally, we have a tarot that's numbered at least. This one is Chris Bryant for the Cubbies. It's numbered to 250. We don't see a ton of those that come out numbered, so I'm always glad when we do see one. I mean, truthfully, you could sign up for any of those services. Disney Plus, I don't know if they have a trial period, but like Hulu, I think does, and I think maybe Netflix does have a little trial period. You could watch a lot of stuff in those 2 weeks or something that they give you. Or even if you paid it and just paid it until all this stuff is over and everybody goes back to normal. But if you just need stuff to do in the meantime, sign up for it, watch it a month, and cancel it or something. That is a logo swap Jack Flaherty for the Cardinals. So I think, as Donald Trump said, he said he is tired of watching baseball games from 18 years ago. So he's meeting with all the heads of the different sports leagues to try to figure out when we can get sports back. Shohei Ohtani, and that is a Gypsy Queen mini. So, of course, I'm thinking in the middle of all this, where do you really have time to watch a baseball game, whether it's 18 years ago or today? Like, aren't you kind of busy, dude? But anyway, that's what he said. So there you go. That is a Ricky Henderson high number short print for the Oakland A's. So once again, our high number short prints are anything numbered 301 or higher. And they are predominantly going to be retired players. It could even entirely be. I'd have to look at the checklist to confirm that, though. How about back-to-back Marlins? This one is Diaz. Our other one, of course, that we saw a moment ago was Yamamoto. So the Marlins with back-to-back autograph hits. We've got a blank nameplate out for the Washington Nationals, which gives us Carter Kieboom. I'm going to pull this off the bottom because I felt it. Vlad Guerrero Jr., the mini for the Blue Jays. And a Bo Bichette. That is blue border, numbered to 250. You watched a documentary where a guy lived with grizzly bears. The idiot thought he was a bear. They ate him, and they showed his footage. Oh, no. Oh, well, that's quite gruesome. Well, there you go. Yeah, all righty. Gruesome indeed. So the NBA has come out now and said that they are, there's a Mike Trout, somebody said they felt a Mike Trout coming. There's a Mike Trout tarot, but we wanted an autograph, of course. That they are going to, I guess, start going after some quote-unquote select players to go directly from high school into the G League instead of doing their typical 1 year of college or 1 year of overseas or whatever these guys do. There's Willens Fortune Teller Mini for the Twins and a Harper tarot. And they're saying that they would possibly pay the, I believe this is a quote, the right prospects more than the $150,000 a year that they had been talking about and that sort of thing. And they say that some of the top recruits, including the guy who's, I think, listed 3rd overall in the recruiting class, is probably going to go straight to the G League. So how about that for interesting? That was Freddie Freeman for the Braves. So they've always said they want to make the G League more like the farm system is for baseball. And I think we've all thought, like, how are you going to do that? And what will it do to college basketball if they successfully do that? Well, we may be starting to find out. So I thought that was some interesting news. Shed Long. Yeah, this guy used to be a Cincinnati Red. These days, he's Seattle Mariners. So the Mariners get a Shed Long autograph. So I think any way we cut it, it's just going to be a weird sports year, no matter what. It's just going to be weird. Bo Bichette Mini. And of course, I guess everybody's heard by now the XFL. We know they cut their season short, but at that time, Oliver Luck said, oh, we'll be back next year. And there was every indication that they would be back next year. But then last week, they ceased operations, as they said. They shut the whole thing down. Of course, they'd already released all the players from their contracts earlier, but they fired all the staff and disbanded the organization, and another one bites the dust. So like the AAF before it, the XFL, neither one even made a full season. Of course, the XFL got cut short because of COVID, whereas AAF got cut short because they ran out of money. But either way, they're both defunct now. In Utero says, I am your lucky breaker for Bo Bichette. Well, good. Yay. Well, hopefully we'll find you some more Bo Bichette. I like him. I like all those young guys on the Blue Jays. I think they're going to be a lot of fun to watch for several years. Numbered to 99, that is Marte for the Pirates. And then we have the Minnesota Twins. And the Twins have Nelson Cruz. Behind that, the Nationals. And there you have Steven Strasburg. Jay Allen, you missed the XFL because you were enjoying it. Yeah, I know there were a lot of people. See, they're going to start this crazy stuff again, where some of the cards go one direction and some go the other. which we have not had in any of the other packs up until we get to this box. So how random is that? That happened in the last break too. So strange. I'm not going to go through and fix them all, but anyway. But yeah, I know there were a lot of people that enjoyed the XFL and it seemed like it was getting pretty good support. I am pretty surprised that they're not going to come back next year, but well, they're not. So there you go. It's hard to establish something like that, I guess, regardless. And then you get in the middle of this pandemic and that just complicates everything. So I guess it was just more than they could do. He said you won't get your packages confused this time. Hey, that's all right. It all worked out. It all worked out fine. You did have me worried, though. I was like, oh, my God. What could have happened there? So, yeah, I was relieved when we realized that it was there. That made me happy. Jay Allen says he can't watch any more of this case. It is killing him. All right. I paraphrased the killing you part, but I read between the lines. Because your teams are not doing what they need to do for you, I know. So we'll keep working on the mojo for your Phillies, Brewers, Royals, Rockies, Indians, and Diamondbacks. And maybe we can come up with something for you before it's all said and done, Jay Allen. So get some sleep, my friend. We will see you tomorrow. And we'll stay here and finish this up while you're kicking back and getting some rest. Which I don't blame you. I would do too, if I could. I've been tired all week. I'm also not liking that some of these cards come in upside down. And it's so random. It only happens in 1 or 2 boxes for no apparent reason. There's an Eloy Jimenez, 150 for the White Sox. Chicago. Yeah, so I don't know how much longer it will be that everything is kind of shut down, but I feel like they'll probably start opening some areas of the country up by the middle of May. That's what I think. Maybe even a few of them sooner than that. But I don't think everybody will be back up and running fully until probably June. There's places like New York and some of the hotbeds, I think it'd be hard for them to be open in 3 or 4 weeks. There are the Cubbies and Garcia with the blue border. It is numbered to 250. So I don't know. I think it'll be a ways to go before anybody feels like we're back to normal. It's the Joker for a tarot insert, Alex Bregman and the Astros. It should say the trash can banger, but it doesn't. It said the Joker. It could have said lots of other things too, but we'll let that go. I know I shouldn't bring that up. Shame on me, but it's hard to look at those guys and not think about that, isn't it? Am I the only one that when I see the Astros players go by, I think, oh, you guys cheated? I can't help it. That's what I think. Fortune Teller Mini, Gleyber Torres for the Yankees. And it's hard to get around that because, I mean, even if you're a fan of the Astros, they've admitted that they did it. So it's not like it's in dispute. It's hard to get around that one. Mike Schmidt for the Phillies with a high number short print. I think we've seen that Mike Schmidt before in some other cases. Dylan Cease, White Sox Mini. For the Cubbies, a Chris Bryant Tarot. And what else? What else have we got in here? Oh, man. I guess it was the top two that were going the wrong direction. Yelich and the Brewers. A blank nameplate for the Brewers, or a missing nameplate, I should say. Justin Smoke, who I'm still not used to being a Brewer. I see his name and I automatically want to say the former team. But I can't, because he's not. Cardboard Chasers says I am not alone and thinking, yeah, about Houston that way. It's hard not to think of them that way. Senzel, Fortune Teller Mini. It would have been perhaps less egregious had they not won a World Series during that stretch, but because they did, that somehow just makes it worse. Not somehow, it does totally make it worse. The White Sox and Tim Anderson, and that is, what is that? It's facing backwards, so it's probably, oh, it's Jackie Robinson Day. There you go. Right as I was getting ready to set it down, I saw the little 42 over there, so Jackie Robinson Day insert for the White Sox. Isn't today Jackie Robinson Day? Wouldn't it have been if we were playing a season? Well, I mean, I guess technically it still is, but obviously not playing a season. So, at the moment. But I at least am looking forward to the draft. Paul DeYoung, Fortune Teller Mini. And that'll be here before you know it, really. Next week, right? Yeah, I think, doesn't it start on Thursday of next week? I want to say it's that next Thursday is the first night. Wonder what the pace will be like since it's done virtually. I would love to see it go faster in between picks, but what if it goes slower? Oh, that'd be bad. All right, there's one for Jay Allen and his Cleveland Indians, and appropriately enough, it's Logan Allen. So there you go, Jay Allen hits Logan Allen. All right, we are last box mojo time. That's right. We are going to sit here and try and combine our collective mojo and see if we can't bring forth some fire. Let's see some heat come out of this last box. The Nationals have Juan Soto. These are, of course, our box loaders. Tatis for the Padres. And then Noah Syndergaard for the Mets, the blue border to 99. I wonder if they're still going to do those releases they talked about at the first of the year during the industry summit. Because if you recall, they said they were going to have chrome parallels of, it was a couple of different things. Allen and Ginter was one of them, and I think Gypsy Queen was the other one, where they were going to do an entirely other second release of each of those products that would be chrome only. And I wonder now, because of all this that's going on, if they will still try to do that. Because you do know when things come back online, we're going to get just slammed with zillions of new releases as fast as the little printer can churn them out, because they still have to work in X number of products per year. It's in their contract. So the NFL might have said to Panini, you have to have 50 products released for the NFL, and 10 of them have to be brand new or something like that. I mean, I don't know what the actual numbers are, but anyway, something to that effect is contractually obligated with each of the sports leagues. So if you miss potentially 4 or 5 weeks worth of releases, you're going to have to, it's not like you can just run them into next year. You've got to still slam them in there somewhere between now and the end of the year. So my guess is when we do get back up and online, that it will feel like it feels in October, and November and December, where you're getting 3, 4, 5 new releases in a week and barely have time to look up. That's what I think it'll be like when we get started again. Maybe not, but I bet it will. So we'll all have to, spend our stimulus checks on 80 million breaks that come out all at once, probably. Of course, I don't have my direct deposit on file, so I won't get my stimulus check anytime soon anyway, apparently. Jesus Luzardo, that is for the Oakland A's. I generally owe money. I did not this year, but most years I do. So I don't even have my direct deposit stuff on file. It's a Tarot Chris Bryant for the Cubs. Because it's not like I'm normally rolling in refunds or anything. But eventually we will get it, I guess, around here. For the Nationals, it's Max Scherzer. Ah, Betsy, you got yours today. All right. See, they had your direct deposit info then. They do not have mine, sadly. Zach Collins to 250 for the White Sox. But what I thought is that I want to spend part of mine locally with restaurants, not necessarily even chain restaurants, although maybe that too, but some of our locally owned and operated restaurants that are probably playing things, cutting things really close to the bone money-wise, and they're, of course, having to rely just on carry-out and delivery, and a lot of them are taking an absolute beating, and frankly, I'm afraid some of them won't make it, and then when all this is over, they'll be already out of business. So we've committed to taking part of our stimulus and using it to get either carry-out or delivery from some of our local restaurants, and we're going to spend a percentage of it doing that anyway. There's a Trevor Bauer Gypsy Queen logo swap for my little Cincinnati Reds. So, I don't know. I don't know what I'll do with the rest of it, but I'm sure there's going to be purchasing of cards involved with the rest of it, to a certain extent anyway. Christian Yelich and the Brewers with the tarot. And there's Tatis with a Fortune Teller Mini. Cardboard Chasers, you found an 88 World Series replay. Wow. What channel is that on? On ESPN or something, or MLB Network maybe? Yeah, they're definitely reaching back. I mean, they're looking through those archives for sports to fill all the things that would have been regularly scheduled live events. I'll get it out in a minute. For the Astros, that is a Yordan Alvarez mini. Oh, it was last night on ESPN. It was the game 1. Okay, cool. I really haven't watched a great deal of television. Well, finally, this is the first black and white we've seen in this entire half of the case, and I don't think we saw very many in the first half either, oddly enough. Not that I remember, not that my memory's great, but it is Polanco numbered to 50 for the Minnesota Twins. So anyway, at least we got one. It held out here for last box mojo anyway. And there's an Aaron Nola tarot for the Phillies. A little more base. I know we've got a hit setting there. You know I'm going to shuffle it off and save it, especially towards the end. Because look who it is. It's a Blue Jay. That's right, in utero. I did not hit you the Bo Bichette autograph, but how would you like to have the black and white Vlad Guerrero Jr. parallel numbered to 50? What? Yeah, I know you like that. Even though it's not Bichette. Don't tell me you don't like that, because I think you do. I hope you do. I'll be really disappointed if you don't. Anyway, just tell me you do, even if you don't. There is an Acuna Fortune Teller Mini. I would like to believe that you like it. Anyway, would make me happier if you did. Seeing as how it was last box mojo and all. And look what else we have in here. A high number short print of Vlad Guerrero Sr. Aw. Now, of course, the former Montreal Expos are the current Washington Nationals. Cards always stay with their franchise. So any Expos always go to the Nationals, and that's where Vlad Guerrero Sr. will go. But interesting that they were in the same box, isn't it? Junior's autograph and Senior's high number short print. And then KC, Josh Stallmont to 150 for the Royals. And there you go. That is the break. But what we need to do now is a little recapping. In utero, you were not even watching. You didn't even see your hit. Look at that. See, I'm thinking you're going to be all excited and happy you weren't even watching it. I don't blame you. It's a long break. Who can sit through all that, right? All right, so we will first recap our Chrome box loaders. I'm just grabbing the numbered ones and putting them up to the front. We are going to look at those better. I didn't just shuffle through them and be like, yeah, that's it. I'm just trying to put the numbered up to the front. To 50, Max Muncy, Dodgers. To 50, Devers for the Red Sox. The Indians to 150. The Cubs to 150. The Blue Jays to 150. Pirates to 99, and the Mets to 99. Now, these are not numbered Chrome box loaders. It is Padres, Nationals, Twins, Rockies, Red Sox, and Twins. So those are our box loaders for this half case. Numbered cards that are not autographed or Chrome. Zach Collins to 250 for the White Sox. The Cubbies to 250 with Garcia. The White Sox to 150 with Robert. And Bo Bichette to 250 for the Blue Jays. The Cardinals to 250 with DeYoung. The Twins to 150 Rosario. The Indians to 150 Ramirez. And the Nationals to 250 with Max Scherzer. Okie dokie. Over here, these are some, that should have been with the numbered stuff, but anyway, it's to 150 for the Kansas City Royals and Josh Stallmont. The rest of this is either going to be high numbered short prints, logo swaps, etc. All right, so Vlad Guerrero Sr., once again, the Expos go to the Nationals. That is a high number short print. The Twins, black and white to 50 for Polanco. A logo swap, Cincinnati Reds, Trevor Bauer. And then you have a Tim Anderson, Jackie Robinson Day for the White Sox. Missing nameplate for the Brewers with Smoke. High number short print, Schmidt for the Phillies. Missing nameplate for the Nationals with Keyboom. A high number short print, Ricky Henderson for the A's. A logo swap, Jack Flaherty for the Cardinals. A tarot that is numbered for Chris Bryant and the Cubbies. The blue border parallel to 250. There's a Players Weekend for the Rangers. And a missing nameplate for the White Sox. A high number short print for the Dodgers with Sandy Koufax. Missing nameplate for the Astros with Greinke, and a logo swap for the Cubbies with John Lester. And again, there may be other high number short prints or variations that we didn't catch that slid through that are stacked over there somewhere within that massive pile of base. But all the cards do ship in here, so if it went through, you're definitely going to get it. So there it is, that sweet little Vlad Guerrero Jr. black and white autograph hit, numbered 250, headed to the Blue Jays. And Betsy, you're out of here. I just saw that. Well, I probably already missed you, but as always, thanks for stopping by, Betsy. I appreciate it. In Utero has your phone on the picnic table while you play catch with your 11-year-old son. Oh, nice. Jesus Luzardo for the Oakland A's, the Cleveland Indians, and Logan Allen. The Mariners have a little Shed Long, and then we have Diaz for the Marlins, with Yamamoto for the Marlins. And that is Michael Baez coming out for the Padres. I can't remember if I'd already shown you the front, but in case I hadn't, then I did. There's a Dustin May for the Dodgers and another Dustin May for the Dodgers. So, there you go. Back-to-back Dustin May. All right, so we are going to take a little look at the spreadsheet info because that concludes the break and the recap. But sometimes, people just scroll to the end if they're watching the replay and they miss all the stuff at the front. So just in case that happened, here it is again. Expecting this to be out the door and on the way approximately Saturday. As always, it says plus or minus a day, so it could go a day sooner if we get everything aligned right with the stars. And if something goes haywire, could always go a day later, which in this instance would mean Monday. As it stands right now, Saturday is my best estimate. And of course, all the cards ship in here, so we don't have to worry about consolation cards. Every single team will have lots of cards in a nice little package coming your way. So here's what it looks like for the days ahead. This stuff is already listed on eBay, up and available for bidding. We're going to be breaking it over the course of the next 5 days. Now, tomorrow night, we are going to start ever so slightly later than normal at 9:30 Eastern, which is 6:30 Pacific. We're going to open a 4-box half case of Leaf Metal Draft Jumbo Football. That's the one that has the slabbed card, the slabbed one-of-one proofs in them. And that is a half case break. It's break number 3. Those are loose boxes from a shared case, and spots are sold by the first letter of the last name. Then we'll open a full case of Tribute Baseball on Friday night. We're going to open TriStar autographed football jerseys by the full case, but this is the case of 2019 Series 2 jerseys. Last case of that I have. And then we'll also open a half case of Donruss baseball. That is the back half of the case, and that's the last of the Donruss that I have. Saturday and Sunday are both off nights. On Monday night, we're going to open a pair of Leaf autographed multi-sport jerseys. Spots are sold by first letter of the name on the jersey. They are listed in the football category. That's the last of those that I have. And then also a 16-box case of Inception baseball will be on Monday night as well. And that, I guess, has got me wrapped up for tonight. So, as always, I thank you for being here. I appreciate you very much. I hope that you will come back and see me sometime later this week. Come see me tomorrow. Come see me every night. I like having company. But in the meantime, of course, stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, stay indoors, and we will see you tomorrow. Oh, and Utero, I just looked over there and saw that you love your Vlad auto. Yay, I'm so happy. And thank you too, Cardboard Chasers. Appreciate you. All right, until next time, bye now.